Hey, what's up? My name is Jam. Welcome to the Reality Jam, where we review reality shows. This is the review of Mami Club Season 2, Episode 2. It was a good episode. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, support a bitch.
Support me, bitch!
It was a cute episode. So it started from where it left off, the event, the fashion and flowers event. And when I tell you Lassie was the host, I was like, oh my god, Lassie from Real Houses of Durban. Lassie looked really nice. Lassie looked cute. I wish I could have her back on Durban, but clearly she's in Joburg right now, so but Lassie looked really nice. I did like Lassie on Real Houses of Durban. What I did not like about Lassie was how secretive she was. But I understand why she was so secretive, but I just didn't like it. So I'm usually like, what if you're gonna be secretive, why come to a reality show? Like, if I don't want you to know about my life, why would I come to a reality show? Because that's what the show is for you to show us your reality. Yeah, there's some things you can hide, but there's some things you cannot hide. And then when people ask, you get mad about it. So nah, I liked Lassie. I just didn't like how secretive she was. Anyway, let's still talk about Mami Club. So she was the MC. And she introduced Nunurai and Miss Manshi. Nunurai and Miss Manshi just explained why they decided to do it together. Nunurai was like, there's so much you can do at a flower event. So I was like, let me just join with Miss Manshi so that we just give you clothes and we give you flowers. Miss Manshi's models hit the runway. The dresses look nice. Everybody except Jabulile had something nice to say. Jabulile was like, the dress looks cheap. I was expecting big designers. And in my head, I was like, who are you expecting? Or what were you expecting? Because it says it's La Manche. It says it's Miss Manshi. So what were you expecting? What else were you, or who else were you expecting? Jabulile was just hating. Mrs. Sunday, let me say Mrs. Sunday because I might be saying her name wrong. Mrs. Sunday there, you were just hating, period. You were just hating. But the clothes looked nice. For me, I would wear her pieces. The clothes looked amazing. I loved when her little girl, Miss Manshi's girl, walked the runway with the flower, and she was staring right straight ahead, like she was just shy about it. Miss Manshi was crying. Her mom was there. It was really cute. After the fashions, Lassie came back and just said that Nunurai has to set up a place for the flowers so guys could just go chit chat and something like that. And this was the time that Nunurai and Miss Manshi should have given them something to bite or something to eat. Just mini things. But anyway, so Mrs. Mops, Happy, and Nozifo went one direction, and then Mrs. Sunday and Ratile went the other direction. So Mrs. Mops, Nozifo, and Happy started talking, just saying the venue was cute, the venue was nice, and then the conversation ended up at steered to Nozifo. And of course, Mrs. Mops was like, hi, so who are you? What you do? You're in the Mami Club. And she's like, I have 8 kids, I'm married, I have 8 kids. And Mrs. Mops like, 8 kids? You birthed all those 8 kids? And she's like, no, we are blended family. One thing about Nozifo, even how she said, like, it's an icebreaker. I think the one thing Nozifo starts with is, I have 8 kids. Like, she can't say anything else. So she just starts with, I have 8 kids. I guess sometimes for the shock value, I guess sometimes, like she said, it's an icebreaker. I guess also because it's the only thing she feels like she can say that she has done. So she just starts with, I got 8 kids. And then she starts talking about, I want more. And at first, not even at first, I was just like, what? You want more kids? She's like, yes, I want more kids. And then she explains that after having her son, they struggled for 6 years to get pregnant. For 6 years. So they decided to do IVF. When she did the IVF and she got her twins, 3 months later, she got pregnant. Oopsie baby. It wasn't the IVF now. The twins were IVF, but after 3 months, it was an oopsie baby. And then I think they did another cycle, or no? She said they wanted to do another cycle, or they did another cycle 2 months ago. They just haven't, done the whole process. But because of what's going on, because of the chaos in her family right now, they pose. And I'm like, okay, it was smart to pose because you say there's chaos in your family. But I'm like, if you're not happy right now, because clearly you're not happy, clearly you want to do something, clearly you want a life outside your kids, why are you adding more kids? I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm just saying I don't understand, why do you want to add more kids? If you're saying you just don't want to be, oh, I'm Nozifo, I have 8 kids. But I get it, you want a big family, you already have a big family, I guess you still want to add. And another thing, I'm gonna need Nozifo to start telling us what's going on. Usually these episodes are 13 episodes, right? We're on episode 2. You still haven't told us what's going on. Is your husband cheating? Is your husband rude to you? What is it that he's doing that there's so much chaos in your family that even your daughter is pissed off? What is it that's happening? So I'm gonna need Nozifo to start talking and telling us what it is, because you can't keep telling us I'm not happy, or you can't keep saying there's chaos in your family and all this. Because even Mrs. Mops asked her, so what's this chaos you're talking about? And she's just like, we know marriages go through a rough patch, so that's what we're going through. But I need her to tell us. Simple. This other side, Ratile and Jabu, Mrs. Sunday. Mrs. Sunday said she liked the ladies. She felt like Mrs. Mops was tense. I don't know how you felt that, but I guess the energy Mrs. Mops was giving. Ratile is like, no, we're not friends, so I wouldn't know what's wrong with her, but you can just ask her when you can. And Ratile basically just hyped Nurai. Nurai is my friend. Nurai is a good one. Everyone else, I can say, you just judge for yourself. But for me, Nunurai, I can vouch for her. So Nunurai is done setting up. They all go back. They sit down. Nunurai says that everybody's going to, make a bouquet, create a bouquet. And she's just guiding the other ladies how to do it. She's like, the flowers have to be even. How you tie the ribbon, how you wrap the paper and all this. And everyone is doing it, and people didn't know it was a competition. So just people are just doing it for fun. Miss Manchi is so focused on Mrs. Mops and happy, and she's just like, they're not enjoying this and whatnot. And at first they showed a glimpse of Mrs. Mops not enjoying it. And then later on, I think the producers and the editing kind of were like, whatever. And they showed Mrs. Mop enjoying it. I think it was fun. The way Nunurai set it up, it was fun compared to the last event where it was a fail. This one was actually really fun and really nice. Nunurai did a good thing there. Even Miss Manchi with the fashions, she did a good thing. And then she started checking who won. When let me tell you, Happy. The way Happy had tied that whole thing, the whole bouquet, it looked like she was trying to tie meat. Even I think it was Lassie who said, were you tying meat or something? It was so, like, the ribbon was just tied really, really hard. And she was just jealous because she didn't win. Because she was like, Miss Nunurai chose her friend, so she was just jealous. To be honest, Happy was just jealous that she didn't win. And anyway, Nunurai ended up choosing a friend. She won 100 roses. And the event was done. And then the ladies were like, we were here and there was no food. And I was like, Nurai, the way you like to eat, you didn't give the ladies food. So Nurai was like, let me just set up somewhere else. So they set up a different place. They went and sat down. And then Miss Manchi was like, listen, I know you guys haven't eaten because of the delay and all this, but we'll set up something for you to eat. Then there was silence. It was awkward. There's just silence. And Nunurai was like, you know what, it's my event. Let me try and, wake the girls up. And Nunurai started by saying, oh my God, you guys have met Nozifo. I met Nozifo last year. She came to also my master class, and Nozifo the same thing. And then Nozifo again started with the 8 kids. Because remember, Miss Manchi had not met her. Nozifo started with the 8 kids. And Miss Manchi's like, 8 kids? Like I said, I think she also says it and starts with that because of the shock value. And the icebreaker, like she said, that's her thing. I got 8 kids. That's how she starts. And Happy got pissed. Happy's like, why can't you introduce your own friend? I'm the one who brought her. I'm the one who's supposed to introduce her. Happy, you could have done that. Happy, sometimes you kind of look for a problem where there's no problem. You could have done that. And it's just introduction, so what's the problem? And then Ratile introduced Mrs. Sunday. Mrs. Sunday started talking about herself, saying that she has this business. Nothing wrong with that. But the thing that I was like, Mrs. Sunday in her confession, like, I told the ladies what I do, what I am, who I am. I think they were impressed. I was like, Mrs. Sunday, you came here to impress these ladies. You could have just said, hey, I'm married with 3 kids. 2 are my I have 5 kids, 3 are mine, 2 are stepchildren, and that's it. I get it. You want to impress people then? Then she's like, I have this business. The food came. It was chips and chicken. And then it came with no forks. But I guess Mrs. Mops was so angry because Mrs. Mop digged in. Mrs. Mop digged immediately in. And then Ratile was like, oh, Miss Manshi, we missed you at the reunion. Happy was like, missed you. In her confessionals though, that she said something along the lines like, oh, snakes' heads are roaring, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. Happy. When someone says we missed you at the reunion, it necessarily doesn't mean like I missed you, I love you, you are my friend. It doesn't mean that. So I think Happy took it like that because she was like, oh, Ratile is very fake for that. Anyway, Miss Manshi said, oh, you missed me. I just felt it was too much chaos. It was so dramatic. So I just felt like there was no need for me to come because I didn't want people to project. And we're like, Miss Manshi with this BS. Miss Manshi with this BS. You act like you were kumbaya the whole time. And you're the same person who called Ratile a snake. You acted like you were kumbaya the whole time. And you're the same person who threw a glass that almost hit Mrs. Mops. You got pissed because someone checked you about your 5-year-old son. So, Miss Manshi, the reason you didn't come to the reunion is just because you didn't want to be held accountable for your things. It had nothing to do with, oh, I'm the peacemaker and I didn't want people to fight, I wanted people to talk. It had nothing to do with that. Mrs. Mops was paying Miss Manshi dust. Mrs. Mops did not care what Miss Manshi was saying at all. She was like this. The whole time Miss Manshi is talking, she's just eating. Remember, they didn't have any forks. Mrs. Mops did not care. And I'm kind of glad Mrs. Mops didn't give Miss Manshi that attention. I really am. I'm kind of glad. Anyway, the knife and forks came and Mrs. Mops started digging into her chicken. Miss Manshi asked Mrs. Mops, how are the kids? And Mrs. Mops said, they're very fine. Thank you, babes. That's it. Mrs. Mops did not want to give Miss Manshi any type of energy. None at all. And I wasn't mad about it. I really wasn't. Happy wasn't feeling the vibe. It was a bit awkward and all that. After even Nunura was like, hey, Miss Mops, you're very hungry, but anyway, you're done eating. Let's just bounce. Because, like I say, it was just awkward. The atmosphere was just awkward. Next scene was at Happy's house. When I tell you Happy is messy, but I loved it. I loved every single thing about this scene. I just saw Barbara knocking the door and I was like, oh, because remember last episode they were talking with Shalom, Hanani, and Happy was like, so was she fired or not? And Shalom said she was fired for no reason. And then I saw Barbara this episode. I was like, thank you, Happy, because I was also nosy. I wanted to know what the hell was going on. So Barbara came in. Shalom in her confession was like, Happy wanted to hire Barbara to do her curtains. And like, your curtains, eh? Your curtains. Barbara came in, sat down. Happy offered her something to drink and something to eat, and she went straight into it. What happened? What happened with Ratile? And Barbara started. I woke up one day, Ratile's husband, she was calling him Papa or Baba. Okay, we're just going to go with Ratile's husband. Ratile's husband asked Barbara, you don't clean it. You don't clean like you used to. Like you don't work like you used to. No, sorry. Ratile's husband first asked, "Have you seen my wallet? I can't find my wallet." And Barbara is like, "No, I have not seen your wallet. I have nothing to do. I'm not taking your wallet. That has nothing to do with me." And then the next thing was, you don't clean properly, or these days you just don't do your job properly. And then he told her that, "I'm sorry, but Ratile doesn't want you around. So this is going to be your last day." And Barbara was like, "What the hell happened? Just like that? You just fired me like that? I haven't stolen anything. I have been cleaning. I have been doing, I've worked for you for 7.5 years. All of a sudden you're seeing that I'm not cleaning properly and all these things." I don't know what happened during the show that it made Ratile decide not to. But I'm going to wait for Ratile's side of the story, because this is her side. This is Barbara's side. We haven't had Ratile's side. Remember, there's Barbara's side, Ratile's side, and the truth. So I want to hear, I want to hear Ratile's side also before I judge. But one thing Ratile did that was wrong was come at the reunion and say that Barbara has another opportunity. I wish I can take her back, but I can't because she got another opportunity. That just shows that you lied, because you fired her, but you came on the reunion and said that she got another opportunity. So you fired her but came and lied. Ratile, that was not nice. So that I'm not with Ratile. But the reason they fired her, I'm going to wait to hear Ratile's side of the story. So Barbara also said the next day she was supposed to get her salary. She didn't get it. And she texted Ratile's husband, like, "I haven't gotten money, I haven't got the money." And it got to a point, Ratile's husband, because he was blue ticking her. Ratile's husband was like, "Now you're threatening me, then you can go to the authorities and take the legal channels." This is what I hate about this situation. Someone like Ratile's husband, you have the money. You can pay this woman, but you want to frustrate this woman. Now Barbara has no money. The little that she has to now start going to follow you so that you can pay her. Whether it's fair, whether it's spending her time that she could be doing something else, looking for a job or looking for ways to get money, whether it's fair for her going back and forth, she could use this money for something else, because remember, she doesn't have a job. You just fired her. I hate when rich people put people who are not rich, because I don't want to say she's poor, but people who are not rich in such positions. You could have just paid her, but no, you wanted to frustrate her. They went, she said it didn't take long for I can't remember, she said CPCC or something. It's a South African entity. They went and they ruled in her favor, but she said that she was paid a little money. She said she got 17,000. The fact that she had worked for 7.5 years, I think she thought she would get more, or she is supposed to get more, but she only got 17,000. It's sad. It's really sad, because she even started crying, saying that it's sad that I'm treated like that, especially because I'm a foreigner. This is not my country. It's sad that I'm being treated like that. It is sad. What's her name? Happy, in her confessionals, I think she wants the narrative to be that Ratile fired Barbara because she's a foreigner. But that doesn't make sense, because she's been working for her for 7.5 years. So I don't think that's the reason she fired her. We'll wait and hear Ratile's reason. I think he has something to do with the show, but we'll wait and hear Ratile's reason. Because I don't think Barbara stole. I don't think she did. I don't think she stole. I don't think it has something to do with her cleaning. But we'll wait and see. They were so messy. After their scene with Happy and Barbara, they show us Ratile with her new nanny. Oh my God. And then the new nanny is South African. I was like, messy producers, messy. Ratile is the new nanny. The new nanny just wants to know where things go, what to do, and all things. And Ratile is just making sure that she just knows the way around. If it's my clothes, where you put them. If it's the dishes, where you put them. And she's just giving her the down low on that. She says her son comes and she's like, "I hope you're teaching my son." Okay, she basically wants has had her children to know, was it Sepedi, I guess the language is Sepedi. She wants her children to know Sepedi. So she made sure that she got a nanny who fluently speaks Sepedi, which is not bad. I get it. It's not bad, and it's a good thing for an African to know their native language. In Kiswahili, we usually say "mwacha mila ni mtumwa." It basically means how the fuck do I translate that? Mwacha mila ni mtumwa. Like, if you don't know your culture, you are a what? Follower? Mtumwa. What's mtumwa in English? In short, you better know your culture as an African. You better know your native language as an African. What was the next thing? Oh, Miss Manchi and Happy meet up for shopping. They were shopping for Paris. Remember, Paris is Happy's baby girl. She's having a birthday pretty soon. So they were shopping for her. Miss Manchi got there fast. She knows the owner of the store. And then Happy came in later. Miss Manchi was looking nice. And one of the dresses that she was wearing, it was on the runway. She looked really cute. She did hide her butt. But you know she has a big butt. Miss Manchi is a beautiful woman. I've never doubted. She is a very beautiful woman, though. Happy came in, and the lady, I think the owner of the store, yeah, the owner of the store started showing them around. And then I remember Miss Manchi picked up a white dress, and they're like, "This is cute. This is cute." Happy was like, "Yes, if she's going to meet the Lord." The dress was cute, yes, but it's true. It looked like the dresses that the children wear when they're getting baptized. So Happy was like, if she's going to meet the Lord, then yes, but no, this is her birthday party. She has to look nice. Anyway, the owner of the store showed her a new collection. It was these pink dresses. They were beautiful. Happy was happy with them. She chose them. That was it. And then they saw a shoe. They just asked for a certain size, and the lady went and got it. And they got a chance to talk. They sit down and talk. At first, of course, they talked about the event, and Happy was like, "Listen, me and you have been talking. Me and you have been calling each other, texting each other. We've been good. So why would you not tell me that you're doing a combined thing with Nunurai? Like, I'm not pissed that you're doing this, but you should have told me. Like, I didn't have to be surprised just like everyone else." And Miss Manchi's like, "No, I just wanted people to be surprised. I didn't want I don't want it to be a big deal." And you can tell, like, it's a cute banter of Happy was like, "I know Nunurai is your friend. You guys want to get married." And Miss Manchi's like, "What about my husband?" And Happy's like, "No, it's a relationship marriage." You can just tell it ticks Happy off that Miss Manchi and Nunurai are close, but it doesn't tick her off in a bad way. You know, it's like this, you got a new best friend, or that's your best friend, or whatever. It's just like in a cute way. They talk about Ratile, saying that she missed Miss Manchi, and I'm like, Happy, that's not what she really meant. Like, she didn't mean I miss you. That's not what she meant, because Ratile made it seem like, how is this girl saying that she misses you, but behind your back she's still talking trash about you? Or at the reunion she still acted a fool because your name was mentioned. At the reunion, Ratile just got fed up. You can't keep badgering her over the same thing over and over again. Her and Miss Manchi were good when the show ended. So at the reunion, when they were trying to and first of all, Miss Manchi wasn't even at the reunion, so she is allowed to be defensive when you're coming at her about Miss Manchi. Ratile was allowed to be defensive. Anyway, they talk about that, and Miss Manchi said, "Listen, I apologize to Ratile for anything I did, because she talked mad trash about her house. I apologize for that, and I thought me and her were good." Happy's like, she's the one talking behind your back and all this. And then they started talking about Nunurai. Miss Manchi basically says Happy and Nunurai can be really good friends. They can be really good friends, but they just have to get over this block that there is between them. But they can be really good friends. She does tell Nunurai, Miss Manchi does tell Nunurai, listen. No, wait. Miss Manchi does tell Happy, Nunurai is hurt, but I can tell you what, that's between you and her. but I'm just telling you straight up, Nunurai is hot. So when you get a chance, you two should sit down, talk, and try and resolve whatever is going on between you two. Happy is like, yeah, she's cool to sort out the issues between her and Nunurai. One thing is this: Happy cannot. You see how she's pissed off at Ratile, and Ratile hasn't even insulted Ratile hasn't even insulted her the way Nunurai has. Or Ratile hasn't really checked Happy the way Nunurai has, but Happy has more respect for Nunurai than she has for Ratile. And that's because she knows Nunurai is not to mess with. Nunurai is not going to come there and be like, I'm sorry. She will not. She will be like, I did this because I did. She stands on business. To be honest, she does stand on business. So I think that's why Happy kind of respects Nunurai. She does stand on business. That was basically it with those two. Happy asked her, what's your relationship like with Mrs. Mob? She said, Miss Special says there's no relationship. I can't keep begging her. I'm cool with who's cool with me, but I can't keep begging Mrs. Mobs. Miss Manshi got some shoes for Paris, and that was it. She was invited to the birthday party. So fast forward, it's the day of the birthday party. Happy is pissed. She got there, she got at the venue, and there is no artificial grass. There is no artificial lawn. The grass looks dry as fuck. The decor looks old. The chairs are torn. There are no balloons. Like, to be honest, the event looked tacky. And Happy is just talking like, this is not Mommy Club standard. This is not Mommy Club standard. Happy was pissed. And I understand why Happy was pissed. If I've paid money for a certain standard to be upheld, please do it. Uphold that standard. The seats were torn. There are no balloons. Okay, the decor was just horrible. The grass looked dry. She kept asking for a drink. She's not even getting a drink. She's like, just give me a drink. Give me a drink. She's not even getting a drink. She was really, really pissed. And then the guy she was with is a yes me. Oh, it looks nice. Don't worry. They just put the balloons. This looks nice. And she's looking at this guy like, you're boring me. You're boring me right now. I'm even asking for a drink. I'm not getting a drink. Happy started telling the guy, listen, just call every person who was coming. Tell them the party is cancelled. And I was like, is that a bit extra? Like, is that extreme? The party is already cancelled. But anyway, that's where the episode left off. It was a cute episode. I don't think the party was cancelled, but I know Happy was not thrilled about it. I know she was really disappointed. But if I've paid for you to do an event and I've told you this is what I want and this is not what you give me, I would be pissed also. But let's wait and see next week if she still had the party or not. But when they left it, she was canceling the party. That was this week's episode, and that's my review. I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.